Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I just stumbled upon this Twitter page about Samantha Markle. I saw that Samantha Markle was trending. I was like, why is she trending? Did she drop the lawsuit, in my dreams, whatever? But it turns out it's something to do with her daughter and abuse and so on that is alleged to have occurred by her daughter. I have no idea. And, there's some kind of documentation that is alleged to exist, documenting the alleged abuses of Samantha and her children. Or her daughter. I don't know. She has more than one, and she seems to have lost custody of them all. Yeah. Wow. Hmm. Uh-oh. This is Samantha Markle's daughter and her mother. Oh my God. Hmm. That's her mother. Hmm. I'm just listening. Samantha started screaming at her to get her effing shoes out of the I do think that Samantha needs help. She does need help. And I've said that. Look, I have said um, that, my heart is not so hard against her anymore because I see in her someone who needs help. It's kind of like putting somebody in prison because they have a drug problem. That's not going to solve the problem, you see. And with someone like Samantha, you know, just cutting her out doesn't solve the problem. Maybe it's about self-preservation and, I guess there's some people that you just have to just keep your distance, and that's reality. That is reality. I think in a video or two before this one, I talked about how Megan should, just show her love and try to make up with her. And Megan is probably sitting on her couch listening to this and laughing like, what are you smoking, woman? There's no way I'm doing that. Because this is Samantha's mom. And even she's basically saying that Samantha's beyond any redemption. I have no background in this kind of stuff, like therapy or this kind of stuff. But I don't think that her behavior is normal. You know what I mean? I think if somebody's behaving like this, it's not normal. Something is wrong, right? And I think quite often if I'm not an expert. I haven't really had any real experience with this, but if you go back into that person's childhood, somewhere back, in the formative years, somewhere between, say, 3 and 10, the answer is usually in there somewhere. Like something happened, something tripped the wires, and she just lost her ability to have normal emotions. This is just a theory. There's some things called bad seeds. Some people are just not well, but they're like criminally insane. I'm not saying Samantha is criminally insane, but they're people that just cannot be reached. They cannot be reached, and I don't really know Samantha. I never met her. I said, okay, my heart is softening because, that's just how I am. I tend to, I'm empathetic to a fault. You know what I mean? That's just a character flaw, if you will. And, I try to see the humanity in everybody. And, and so it's difficult to say. I mean, Megan has to protect herself, obviously, and like I said, nothing should be done without a non-disclosure agreement. And there's a condition precedent that Samantha drops the lawsuit. Just drop it, pay your own attorney's fees. There will be no money passed on this, or we're going to go all the way on this lawsuit. I've said that. I don't think she should compromise by paying Samantha because I don't think that's going to stop Samantha. I think there'll be other lawsuits, there'll be other methods of, just whatever. So the key is to get to the bottom of the issue because it seems that Samantha has, you know, other, familial challenges. I mean, this is her daughter, for God's sake, and her mother. This is her mom and her daughter. Look how beautiful this girl is.
How I want to. I'm not beating her, is what she told me. She said if it's not bleeding and there's nothing broken, there's no abuse. When she wouldn't take me to school, she would call the school and say, "Oh, I wasn't home," or "I was sick," or "I just didn't want to go," or "I was refusing to go." So of course, the school that made me look bad to the school.
Oh, in light of this, do I still have the same advice for Megan? Well, like I said to Megan many times, I don't have all the information, so I can only go on, what I'm reading. Um, I think Samantha's a very complicated situation, and maybe she cannot be reached, maybe, but I think that there's a reason that she behaves like this, and it's deep. It's very, very deep. There's something happened somewhere, and I think that um, she needs help. More than being excluded, she needs inclusion, and she needs help. You know what I mean? She needs family therapy, actually. But the family can't really do it alone. She would have to be willing. She'd have to realize she has a problem and admit that and want help and want to change. You can take the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink, you see? So I don't want to be naive about this. You know what I mean? I don't want to be unrealistic and, advise my poor little Megan to do things that would in the end be bad for her. Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to make of this. What do you think?